But yeah, check my channel right now. We are live.
Okay, yay.
Uh, as always, I'll start so you guys can just pipe down. What's up, everyone? Dr. D here, and we're bringing you another podcast. It's not a request set, it's a podcast, and this is podcast number 3. And today we are here with a few new guests and some old faces as well. So I'd like to start by introducing who's here, and we'll go from there. And of course, you can comment down below. They should be showing up in the chat at the bottom left hand corner. I think it's no, bottom right hand corner. And yeah, we'll get your input for some of the topics later, but let's meet our panel, I guess. So first, I'd like to introduce a new face. His name is Quickman. Quickman, well, I'd say state your name, but I just did it for you. But why not introduce yourself a little further? Go ahead.
My name is Kwan, that's what I go by. I'm a British DDR ITG player, go ahead and boo me for that. And I'm just here to really talk about KAC because it's the most involved with it I'm ever going to be.
Yeah, probably. And are you still disappointed that Konami hasn't brought over DDRA to Europe?
Eh, kind of, but I'm not
So
really too disappointed about it.
So you play a lot of ITG. Now, are you one of those players who plays DDR songs on an ITG machine? Please tell me you're not.
I play like 5. I think like the few songs I play is like Egoism
Okay, well
and
that's fine.
Elemental Creation.
That's the only thing that I play on my machine. If I'm playing DDR songs on my machine at home, it's always the boss songs. Like I couldn't imagine playing like Golden Sky on my ITG machine. All right, thank you for introducing yourself, Quick Man. Let's go back to an old familiar face, Dgrham. Go ahead. I'm not sure if it's just me.
Has
Okay, now we can hear you.
okay then. All right. So if all can hear me, you probably all remember me from the last three. I mean, two. Damn it. I'm Dgrham. I don't play ITG like these guys. I'm only DDR and no other Bmani games. But I'm a decent player. I just passed Egoism, and I'm having a lot of fun playing DDR. I'm excited for KAC, like a lot of other people. I'm just here to have a good time talking on the stream.
All right, thank you. Very well spoken. Let's go ahead to a new face. He's Burnout, and you guys should know him a little bit if you've been watching my recent top tens. He's the one who's been helping out a lot with can we call it animations? Stop motion? I don't know. Whatever he's doing, it's phenomenal. It's fantastic. He's been helping me and Ryan a lot. So go ahead, Burnout. Let him know who you are.
Hi everybody, my name is Burnout, or Give Us Grin Ninja, as some people know me as. I've been Dr. Day's editor for his recent top tens. I do play DDR, and I sometimes write step charts for some meme songs, and that's about it. That's all you need to know.
I didn't even know you wrote step charts before. You might actually have to send me some by. I like playing a lot of random step charts on my PSP sometimes with PSP Revolution. So yeah, send me by some, and as long as they're not like ITG 15s, I can't do that on my fingers.
No, I use DDR ratings.
Okay,
ITG's
great.
just messed me up.
All right, thank you, Burnout. We have one more new face. Her name is PunkRoseBlitz. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey everyone, this is PunkRoseBlitz, or you just call me Punk Rose, and apparently I'm in a reverse harem.
I think you cut out for a second. Could you try again? Can anyone else hear her?
I cannot.
Yeah, neither can I. We'll give her a second to get back, and until then, uh, we have two other people. I know that Pookie's not going to be joining us, but what about the last person? I haven't asked them. Are they joining us today?
I'd love to.
Okay, go for it.
An introduction. All right. My name's Quincy. I do play a good share of DDR, but most of the time I'm in Submedia making edits. And I'm excited for KAC, but I would like to know more about it. So I'm not just super clueless, but yeah, that's it.
Okay, Quincy. Yeah, I was a little confused because your Discord name is like not what I'd expect.
Yeah,
All right, but I do know who you are now. Thanks. Okay,
you're
so
welcome.
that's basically going to be our team today. It's a rather large team, including myself, that makes six. So yeah, we're gonna try to split the time around evenly, and that does it for the intro. So moving on, we're going to the topic, Dr. D in Japan, and as you can see, this is Dr. D, and this is Japan. So yeah, topic covered. Awesome. Or we can go a little further. So let me just tell you why I'm here, and well, it should be plainly obvious. But I'll give you like my rundown schedule. So yeah, of course I'm here because of KAC. I come here every year, whether I make it into the competition or I don't. I will always come to be here to either view it or participate in it. And I've been doing it for Jesus since like 2011. So this is my sixth KSC. I've been to every single one of them. Um,
Wow.
yeah, the first one I was actually when I was in Nagoya, and then this. Okay, to be fair, 2012 was in Taiwan, so I didn't have to leave anywhere. I was actually really mad that year because I qualified for it, and then they announced that the semifinal round would be in Taiwan. It's like, come on, I want to travel. Give me a free trip somewhere. So that was kind of funny. And then yeah,
You can't go wrong with free
2013.
stuff.
2013 was the year with the huge event where everyone was playing, the 16 players, where, people always meme the shit out of me being a tall giant and towering over everyone.
How tall are
2014,
you?
190. Yeah, I've been living here too long. I don't talk in feet anymore. I'm 6'3", which is 190 centimeters.
I
Jesus.
think she's bigger than me. Damn it.
Yeah, I usually
God
tower
damn
over
it.
everyone. So yeah, I mean, I'm in Japan now. I'm here to watch KC, but of course, I'm here to meet some of my favorite players to play with. I'll be playing with Jinx Yasu, Maxwell. Tada-chan is actually going to be visiting Tokyo. The last time I saw him was in 2013, and I've been wanting to play with him for a long time, but we never really got a chance to play together. So I'm really looking forward to playing with Tada-chan. He might be a little under some people's radar, but he's probably the best MA player in Japan. He quit for about a year, so you probably haven't seen his name too often, but he just started back up again, and he's dominating, and he's vowed to reach my level, and I'm sure he will.
Yeah, that's a pretty bold statement. Best MA player in Japan.
Yeah,
Never really
trust
heard
me.
of him either.
You gotta believe me on this. You haven't heard of him because he hasn't played on DDRA for a long time. He quit. He started doing the cell phone game gambling. I don't know what he did, but it looks like he's
Yeah.
coming back. I'll look him up. Maybe I
Japan.
will. I'll link his Twitter if I can find it. Don't hold your breath though. Okay, so yeah, I'm here and I'll be here for 10 days and I'll just be playing a shit ton of DDR. I did buy a special Wi-Fi box here, and they promise that it's the highest 4G unlimited
It does seem
speed
to
that
be
they
like
have. So I'm hoping that this little box here is going to let me do some live streams while I'm here. So cross your fingers on that. Besides that, I already have permission from two separate arcades that are going to let me for sure record and possibly stream. So hopefully that goes through fine. And I'll update you if you guys. I don't want to spend too much time on this topic. So if you just want to know more about my trip here, just follow me on Twitter. I'll try to tweet out where I'm going each day and whatnot. So yeah. Do any of you have any comments on this topic?
Not really. I guess just that I just guess recapping what you talked to me about before the stream about how everything has just been a hellish travel, just a hell of a lot of travel. Nothing really fun yet.
Oh yeah, it's been a really rough travel. So I'll give my short breakdown. I mean, traveling always just sucks, and it's I want to say it's ironic coming from me because I travel a shit ton every year. But yeah, just it's a 3 hour flight, which is manageable. But I went the budget route this year, where we got these budget airlines where everything's smaller, which is just great news for a man my height. But it saves a bit of money. But I was cramped. I was cramped the entire time. Just the basic airline stories. But the other thing I wanted to mention was when I got to the customs in Japan, they basically did everything but cavity search me.
One thing I do have to say is that it seems like
And
for KC this year, Japan is massively under the radar, and it may well be that we don't see Japan anywhere in top 4.
Yeah, it almost was like. Actually, what was Brozani's rank? I think he was ranked 4th, or was it 5th? Well, the top 3 were Americans, and then the 4th was. Oh, we should have brought it up. But yeah, we'll see how they rank up. But yeah, just to finish my horror story, yeah, it always happens when I come to Japan. Maybe it's because how tall I am. Maybe it's because I look like a stoner. I don't really know, but they always want to do a
I never thought about that. You do look like a stoner.
Yeah. You should have seen when I used to have long hair. I used to have long hair down to here.
Oh, I know. I've seen your old videos.
Okay.
Oh
yeah.
my god, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Like
guys,
that one that everybody
guys,
hates where you hit a bird.
Oh god, just okay, we're moving on, okay? Don't make me remove those videos.
no
Go.
Vietnam flashbacks.
Maybe
You don't want to do that. It's your most viewed video.
Yeah, it is. It was. You should have seen the follow-up.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
But no, seriously, can you imagine? I can't even imitate myself from 12 years ago. Not gonna try.
Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. So, the finalist recap. Let's break down who are the top finalists. Who wants to jump in and represent America? Who are the top 3 in America?
I guess I
Okay,
will.
right here.
Top 3 in America right now. I am Chris for life. We've got Funga and we've got Hudson, who have basically Hudson snatched the wild card.
That is
underneath-
true.
Who was it? 503?
Paul.
Was it 5?
No, he snatched it away from Paul, also known as Chunka or Dark Zuza.
Yeah, but basically America is looking like the surefire favorite this year. It's looking like it's going to be a battle between Chris and Fems, and maybe Jeff in there as well.
All right, fair assessment from America. Since Burnout is in Europe, how about you say who's representing Asia, since you're closer to Asia, I guess.
We're both European.
Representing Asia is Brosoni.
Are you sure about that? You might want to double check that.
Oh, alright.
Hey, come on.
Fems and 513.
Thank you. We only like to say factual
Japan.
information on this podcast.
Fake news!
Yeah, I'm waiting for someone to say that.
Actually, alternative fact.
Yeah, I have some alternative facts for you. Okay, this is definitely not a political, so we're not going to get in there. So, how about finally
That's another
Japan? PunkRoseBlitz. Do you remember who's representing Japan?
Oh, geez, you gotta put me on the spotlight for that.
It's 2 names.
Oh God, was it one of them,
Very close.
I got one in my head, but it's hard to pronounce the name.
Well, yeah, the one that I said was close is Gaho. Gaho is one of them. He's the 2nd seed, and
I guess I'll spell it out. Is it 04MA or something like that?
oh, because you don't know his other
Oh.
nickname. That's why. Okay.
Yeah.
That is Brozani. He likes to change his
like
name
E4MA?
all the time. I don't even know what 04MA means, to be honest.
04, yeah, 0.
But yeah, that's Brozani. So we just to do a real quick recap for America, it goes Chris, Jeff, and Hudson. Asia is Fifems and 513, and Japan is Brozani and of course Gaho. So some of you already mentioned that it looks like America is a surefire favorite because of the scores that they were pulling. But if I could play the devil's advocate for a second, I would like to say that in America, they had to be this competitive there wasn't a necessity for that in Asia nor Japan for that matter. The top two seeds in each region, they blew out the third by a mile, so there wasn't a real need for them to keep improving their scores to some unreachable level just to secure a seed. Where in America there were several players that were able to seize it, so that made the competition extremely fierce, and even to the last day, people were going in to get the scores. So all I'm going to say is that we don't know the true potential of Asia or Japan because of how the format was. Now, quitting playing the devil's advocate, I will fully admit that even if the rules were different and everyone had to compete, I don't think that anyone in Asia or Japan would have competed with Jeff's or Chris's scores.
Yeah, America was really just pulling through.
I can see that.
But
I think it's like
how the tournament works in the
we
final,
get to prove ourselves.
how the tournament works in the final round could completely backfire. For example, I talk to Chris often, and I don't want to reveal too much because I don't want to, like, reveal his weaknesses. But it should be a general weakness for a lot of, I'd want to say, Western players, that playing cold is really hard. A player like Fifems, he has no problem just
definitely.
walking up and dominating a 19. He's done it several times now. We haven't seen if the American players are able to perform on one 19s and two cold, because these are two new factors that will be present that they might not be used to. So they do have this.
Yeah, I just know from
disadvantage.
experience. This isn't just with DDR, but this when you're what you cold read or sight read, it really comes down to practice and understanding what sort of regular patterns come up, like in terms of music, in terms of like scales and rhythm. But translating that to DDR, step patterns, rhythms, and stuff like that, it just takes doing it over and over and over again.
The physical aspect of it is really the main thing that I think hinders a lot of people, because I mean, even me, if I play like an 11 or a 12 cold, I feel really stiff. So imagine, I would never, you couldn't pay me enough money to play a 19 cold. Actually, I take that back. I'll take offers, but don't expect it.
I play a lot of really, you'd probably think Morgan, but ITG packs, and you just can't do it without warming up otherwise, because your legs just seize up. It's not possible.
Yeah, but I'm so surprised. I do see ITG players seriously warm up on 12s, 13s, and I'm talking ITG scale. So that always shocks me. I don't know how anyone can do that. That's like torture for me. I'd rather you like strip off my fingernails one by one than force me to warm up on a 15.
God. All
right, so yeah, the representatives, they're definitely going to have a lot of work cut out for them in all regions, because Fifems I think he's finally really feeling the heat. I think that he's thought he's had it in the bag for the past 2 years, so he's feeling the heat now. America, they really want to come out on top, so there's pressure there. And the funny thing is, I don't think Brozani really cares, to be honest. But I do think that Gaho cares a lot, and I'm very interested to see what Gaho is going to bring to the table this year. He's another player like Tada-chan who took a break for like a year to play Mai for like forever, and then he finally came back just last year. So it's going to be a very, very interesting final round. And to be honest, I'm actually really glad I did not make it. I would feel way too much pressure the entire time if I was going to be there on stage with everyone. So
I think it's fair to say it's never been. We've never had players of this level.
Yeah,
before,
the stakes have
case.
never been this high.
Not now that America's involved.
Mm-hmm. So although this could have everlasting I don't want to say consequences, but like ripple effects throughout history. Like maybe some Japanese players will be more hesitant to even compete anymore. Or maybe they'll try harder, or maybe Konami says, you know what, maybe next year we're not going to invite America.
Well, I think on a really good note, I think seeing how everyone but Japan is really dominating, like everyone in America and defense. On a
Mhm.
good note, I think this is really influencing like exporting this game and actually keeping it going outside of Japan. I think it's a good insight of this series really continuing.
I hope so.
I feel,
Well,
I feel like Americans really going for this. I feel like it's like, well, we might as well really go for it 'cause we don't know what Konami will do with us later.
Yeah.
so I'm
All
getting
right, getting word in the
feedback from
chat. This is an
someone.
audio problem.
Yeah, so Hen, if you're still watching us, could you tell us what the audio problem is? Can you pinpoint it? I definitely do want to get some one-on-one time with Chris and Jeff and Hudson, and try to talk to them and give them some ideas of how to convince Konami for some things. Because obviously, we got to get the game spread around more in America. We got to get the game spread around more in the world. I'm talking like Mexico, Asia, other places in Asia, Europe,
Europe.
clearly, and Canada. I mean, there's plenty of places that have a high enough demand. So yeah, I'm gonna be expecting that and waiting anxiously to see if they do anything. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the next topic, which is kind of the funnest topic, and it's the song pick predictions. So
Yes, love these.
so
This should be good.
I don't know. I kind of want to like offer a prize if anyone's correct. I did it last. No, the last time I did a giveaway was for the the over the period event where what day would it be released, and I'm thinking about doing another one for this for the song predictions. What do you guys think? What could I do?
Huh. I
What did you
mean,
give
it's
out
just
last
guessing.
time?
Which
Well,
oh
Quest.
well, since you guys are here, I'll save it for later. I got all the Idola merchandise with me, and when we're talking about Idola later, I'm gonna show it all off. I got the pins, the posters, the T-shirts. I got it all here, so I'll be showing that off later.
Is everything ready to be sent yet? Sorry, I
Yeah.
don't mean to change the subject.
Oh yeah. It's all ready now.
And here comes my cat.
It'll be sent, and I will give tracking information as soon as it's sent. But clearly, I'm not going to be able to send it until the soonest, February 15th. And
okay.
the only update I didn't give about that, when I received the shirts, the company didn't give me the pins. They kind of screwed up. So they had to put in an order, and it took. Then I had to wait till after Chinese New Year to receive it. So that was the most recent delay. But everything's here. Everything's ready to be sent. So yeah, hang on to that. And I'm gonna try to get Chris and FIFEMS to do their request sets while I'm here in Japan, so I can just record them playing it. I think that'll be the best way to do it.
Hmm.
And then you get my commentary as well. Whew. Okay, so for the song predictions, let's just let's go over the format real quick. Who gets to pick
Okay.
songs and when are they going to be picked? So there's two distinctive rounds in the final. There's the round that it's the second seed, so that's the second seed of Asia, Japan, and America, plus the wild card. They're going to duke it out to see who's the winner, and the winner will join the top three to have the final round. So let's call it the semifinal and the final. In the semifinal, only seed number 2 can choose. So that's Jeff, Gaho, and 513. Hudson does not have a
Okay.
song pick. So we have Gaho, Jeff, and 513. What songs are they going to pick? Starting with Quickman.
I don't actually know Gaho that much, but I do know Jeff is really good at 16s and 17s, like unbelievably good.
Mhm.
And what I think Jeff is gonna. 1 second.
Mhm.
Skip me one.
Okay, sure. Let's Quincy. Are you ready for a prediction?
Uh, let's see. I can always predict songs, but I don't really know the players. But at least from what I've heard about what's his name, Jeff and the 16s. Let me think of like a good 16 that's like super easy. Fuck. Gosh, what easy 16s are
Well,
there?
okay, I'm going to stop you all here for two reasons. One, usually
Okay.
16s are not selectable in the final round. This is from my own past
Okay.
experience. Usually even like half of the 17s are gutted. It's like half of the 17s and then 18s and higher are allowed to be picked. Everything else not.
Interesting.
So that might change your guesses. And the other point I was going to make is, yeah, your best pick is always going to be though what can make the biggest difference. Because yeah, even if you can MFC a 16, if the other players are getting 15 or 20 perfects, then you're up 15 or 20. But if you can beat someone on a harder song by like 40 or 50 perfects, that's the song you want to choose. What I'm trying to say is if there's enough perfects to make a difference. Like the step count would have to be really high.
Can I make my predictions now?
Yes, go for it.
I'm going to say Jeff to pick Possession Expert.
Which one?
Possession Expert.
I didn't hear it both times. Say it one last time.
Possession expert.
Oh, possession expert. Okay, that's not a bad choice. Lots of steps. Okay. And any guesses for Gaho or 513?
I don't really know what Gaho picks, so I'm just going to make a blind guess and say Anti-Matter Challenge. And then I'm going to say 513. 513, I'm going to say something like Wacky. I'm going to guess he's going to pick something really weird that no one's going to expect. I'm going to say Blew My Mind Challenge.
You know, he actually might do that. He quite likes that song. Burnout, you want to give some guesses?
Remind me who's going to be the ones picking the songs.
So yeah, we have 513, Jeff, and Gaho.
I'm not quite sure.
You can wait till the final to make a prediction.
I've got no predictions.
Okay. What about Dgrham?
Man, I don't know about these players and how they feel things out. I just know that Chris is always just impressing everybody by always going after these sort of easy but still really hard charts like Possession Expert.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think for Chris it would be something like that, like not too hard, but sort of like on the boundary.
We're talking about the semis.
Yeah.
Chris
So I think he's gonna. Oh, he's not.
Yeah. You could save your
so in the
predictions.
semis. Yeah. So who's in the semis again? It's Gaho.
Gaho 513
513
and Jeff.
and Jeff. Yeah. I really don't know. I don't know anything about how Gaho plays. I watch Jeff sometimes.
You guys clearly don't follow as much as I do.
No.
Okay.
I've got too much to focus on.
So I do know a little bit about 513, and I know a bit about Gaho, and I don't know too much about Jeff, but I will make predictions. For 513, I'm not 100% confident. I'm going to go ahead and say Delta Max Challenge. Yeah, he picked it last year because me and him, we actually strategized together for him to pick it last year. And you'd think that because of that, he wouldn't pick it this year. But I think that he would also might pick it this year just because of the fact that the players that he's playing against are kind of unsuspecting of it. So that might come up. Gaho is very clear. Gaho is really clear. It's going to be Paranoia Revolution Challenge. I'm calling it. That's like the one that I'm confident about that. I know Gaho. He picked it before. He's really fucking good at it.
God.
He's gonna pick Paranoia Revolution Challenge. I feel pretty strongly about
right
that.
off the bat.
Yeah. For Jeff, I don't think he's going to pick a 19. It might stay around the 17 or 18 range. Oh, for Jeff, let's say, you know what?
Trigger?
I would say actually something like Pluto the First Challenge, or
Yeah.
he's quite good at that. Pluto the First Challenge because he can make up a lot of EX score in that score, especially if they're triggering the shock arrows. So it's a very
Specifically Jeff, now I think about it.
I
I think for
can see
Jeff
him picking that.
specifically, I think for semifinals, he might choose triple counter expert. That's my choice.
Yeah, that's not a bad choice either, actually, because as long as his MA is strong enough, if he can get around like 15, 20 every time, and then the other players are, pulling like, 50, 60, then that's a reasonable pick. The only problem is that, like, it just takes, like, if like Jeff or 513 or Hudson, if they can't do Paranoia Revolution, it doesn't matter if they beat them on their pick by 10 or 15. If Gaho destroys them by 130 on Revolution, it's game over. So it's really going to come down to the 19, and I'm sure that Gaho is going to pick a 19 because he should know that is his only strength. 513 might even pick a 19. He might, because even though 513 would be killed probably if he was against like Jeff Fifems and Brozani in the final round, he might be able to squeak by the semis by doing that because the other players aren't up to speed to do it cold. I don't know. I could see both of them picking 19.
I'm very confident in picking possession next because I'm fairly sure that's
possession expert.
That's the one I'm actually confident in. I don't think anyone.
I don't see it, man. I don't see that happening because let me say it again. Yeah, even if you can get like 3 or 8 every time, if people are averaging 15 to 30, which is my guess that they would be averaging, you can only get up by like 10 or 20 points at most on that song pick. He needs to pick something that will really trick people up and make the gap even further because people are going to be averaging low on something like possession. I don't know. That's my opinion.
I'm not really sure he's a 19 player. So it's either going to be a high 17 or like a mid 18.
Well, we'll definitely know in a few days. PunkRoseBlitz, did you fix your audio? And do you have any predictions?
Well, I don't think I have any predictions.
Guess not.
Well,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got both answers. No predictions, and your audio is fine. Okay, so the final round, the most interesting, which, let's talk about the bullshit that they do every year. The fourth player is not going to be able to select a song. So it doesn't matter how hard they fight, how hard Jeff 513, Hudson, and Gaho fight, because if they crawl their way up to the final 4, they don't get a song pick. The chances of being the 4th seed in the final and winning are so slim to none. So yeah, there's that.
Because Konami just cannot function correctly. They can't make a
They can't help themselves. They can't make a tournament without just spoiling it. But it's not really a competition. It's mostly just like it's an event with competition being a side attraction. Anyways, so that's what's going on there. So we got the only 3 that we'll be able to pick are Chris, Fifems, and Brozani. Does anyone have any predictions? Just call them out.
Chris.
All right, let's hear it.
I think he uploaded
for Chris, I have seen him play a lot of 17s and 18s. I mean, I'd be surprised if we go like straight for a 19, like Paranoia Revolution, or even Egoism at that matter. But I kind of want to say like a hard 18, like fuck, I don't know, maybe like Triple Journey or Pluto Relinquish. I don't know, but just any 18 that's like hard in general.
I think you might choose IX actually.
I can see that.
That would be a really good song pick. But I think that he's going to grow a pair and he's going to choose Egoism 440 Challenge.
Egoism challenge.
And he'll
Yeah, I was.
see it.
Yeah,
I think
I
he's
agree
going to do
with that.
that.
No one can match him in foot speed charts. No one. It's impossible. You're not going to do it.
It's not even just
Real
the
quick,
speed, it's the accuracy.
sorry, hold on a second. I might have to bounce in maybe 10 minutes. Sorry about that.
Okay, it's fine. Is there any topic you absolutely wanted to cover before you left? We can skip around if you want.
I guess not necessarily. We can just stay on this.
All right. So yeah, I'm guessing Egoism 440 for Chris. FMs is definitely going to be a Paranoia Revolution, or
That's a given.
it could be Over the Period. It could be.
I haven't seen anyone pick that song yet, or Valkyrie Dimension.
Can I make my three? Because I want to just rock it through these.
Yeah,
I
go
want to
for it.
say. I want to say Chris is gonna do Egoism Challenge. Brosani is gonna do. Brosani is gonna do Fascination Eternal Love Mix Challenge. And I think Fems is gonna do Max Period Challenge.
Interesting.
Max Period could make an appearance. It's such
I hope
an
so.
interesting guess. All right, so now we have all the song picks that they may or may not choose, but no matter what the song picks are, what's the ranking gonna be? Who's taking home the gold? Who's getting the silver? Who's getting the bronze?
Christopher
I see Chris taking the gold.
Chris.
Chris?
Chris is winning.
Chris?
Jeff could get the silver, but that's just me.
All right, Jeff, maybe for the silver. Does
I
anyone
was-
want to make
I
a
was-
definitive top four? I want everyone to give me an answer. Quincy, top four. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Let's see. Chris, well, from 1 to 4. Chris, Jeff, I think Chris, Jeff, Fems, I think, and what's another person I could say? Who's that one guy?
Rosani, Gaho.
I think Brazzani, yeah. But
All
that's
right.
just me.
So Chris, Jeff, Fems, Brozani. Next one, Burnout. Give me a guess.
Chris, Funga, Fens, and Brasoni.
All right. Give me something, Punk Rose.
The same thing as everyone's saying.
Okay, and Quickman.
Chris, Fems, then Jeff, then Brosani.
Chris, Fems, Jeff, Brozani. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna give a devil's advocate prediction. I'm gonna say Fems, Chris, and then to make it even more interesting, I'm gonna say. Hold on. So I'm gonna say Fems, Chris, and Gaho Brozani. Yeah, I know I'm making an interesting guess.
Well, anything can happen.
Yeah, it's pretty out there.
Because
I'm just very confident Jeff is gonna win this.
you guys will remember if I'm the closest to being right, because everyone else has such a, similar response, but you'll remember that. I still think that some FIFEMs might be able to surprise people, because
I could see that.
he doesn't play as much as you guys think, and if he is doing training like he should be this week, if he actually cares about it, you might be able to get it. And I don't think that you guys are factoring in enough. I mean, when warmed up, Jeff and Chris, I think they'll take FIFEMs most of the time, but we have to always remember that this is going to be being played cold, and the chances that they can just rock whatever is picked. I mean, yeah, like maybe Brozani is great at film, like someone said, but if the first song that they have to play is like Egoism 440 Challenge, maybe he's way too tired, he can't do anything on film. So you have to factor in a lot of things. It's not just like, oh well, who's got the best score on this? No, it's who's gonna make the best score at the tournament. You have to think in these kind of terms.
Is there like a set? Like, is there a complete? Do we know who's going to get first song, second song, or third song? Who's going to pick in the order?
Yes, we do, but we have to check it out. Hold on, I can give you the answer in a minute or two.
Because if the hardest one ends up at the end of the set, it could very well be USA all the way.
It doesn't say exactly on the website. First, just says that they each can pick one. I'm guessing that when they pick it, they can also pick the order of it. Maybe, I don't know.
I still do think it's going to be I don't think Gaho is going to win this semis. I do think it's going to be Jeff. And I don't think, when I saw top 7, I really wanted Jeff to win, but I don't think it's actually going to happen. Like, I really
I
wanted
thought
it
he
to
was
be
going
like,
to get
oh,
the top
Jeff
seed.
beats Chris. It's over.
I really thought that he was going to finish in the top seed. But Chris, he really wanted it bad. The 3 people who want it the most right now are definitely Fifems, Chris, and Jeff. They want it the most. Fifems wants to continue his legacy. He wants to get a 3rd consecutive year of being the champion at DDR. It'll be his 4th year being the champion because he was the UB champion the year before that. Yeah, he wants to continue his legacy. Chris and Jeff, they just really, really want to win.
I think Chris wants to show that he doesn't need ITG to be really good at dance games. And I think Jeff wants to be the guy who comes out of nowhere and snatches it from everyone's nose.
Well, like you were saying before, there's a whole difference in how you do cold reads. Like I think there's a different level of discipline with American players,
And that's what
and
I'm
that goes
afraid.
back to their whole following with ITG. Well, I mean, FIFEMS has experience with cold reading and KAC, although a lot of Americans just focus on getting their score just immediately high and getting their stamina up instead of being able to really just be on target anytime they want.
Yes. That's what I want some people to consider. All right, we got the predictions. Anyone have anything else they want to talk about this topic?
I just want to say I don't think any of us are actually sure how good Chris and Jeff are at just walking up, playing a song and going. I don't think obviously we know they're really good when they just hammer it out, but I'm
Well,
not sure
I will
if
just
they're
say
really not as good.
I talk to Chris a lot, and me and him do actually talk about him playing cold and how he does. So I do have an idea of how Chris does cold, but in fairness, I will not disclose that at this time. But I do have a bit of an unfair advantage when I'm making my predictions, I guess, because I know firsthand what FIFEMs can do, and a bit of how Chris is managing doing cold reads. It's really going to come up, but he's trying hard right now to convince Konami to give him a warm up. They want to have a machine in the back so that they can do some warm ups before the. So if that happens, I mean, if they really can get a second machine for them to practice, I mean, my predictions go out the window. I'll just say that. My predictions are based on the current format and rules. But if they were able to warm up and keep warm, my predictions would be completely changed. Okay, predictions are done. Let's move on to the interviews, something that I don't want to do. It's not that I don't want to do it, but it is quite a bit of work. And how bad do you guys want to see the interviews this year, or would you rather see something else? Anyone?
I don't mind the interviews.
Yeah, I don't mind the interviews either, but I think it would also be cool to wait, never mind. I was thinking of talking about like sort of like a day in the life, like you did in 2000 whatever, when you actually got to participate and go around and have everyone say hi. But
Yeah.
I guess that's going to be kind of hard to do since you're not competing.
Well, yeah, that might be hard, but I'll say what I was talking about earlier before the stream. This is my idea. It's kind of like a hybrid stream and what I did walking around at everyone, where I just want to get a bunch of B-roll of just the players interacting and doing whatever they're doing. Just get a whole bunch of B-roll footage, and then I'll do some mini interviews with them. Of course, I'll interview as long as I can with them, but I'll make one video of just going over what KC is. You know, it's kind of like an all introduction, the 6 KC, if you can watch it all in my video. where I'll introduce everything and what happened and who are the players, and I'll cut away to a few of them, like, oh, this is Fifems, and he's from Korea, and then I'll be interviewing, asking him some questions, and yeah, that's it. Might be a bit of work, but I think that it'd be pretty interesting to try that.
All right. So I think I should be going now, unfortunately.
All right, that's fine, Dgrham. We've been getting pretty sick of you, so that's just fine.
Yeah, I guess I've been a dead weight, huh?
All right, Dgrham, thanks for joining us this time.
Yeah, you're welcome. Sorry to bounce so quickly.
Oh, it's not a problem.
All right.
My phone is on 44% of the time. It's 4:44. Wow. Neato.
Hold on 1 second, trying to see if I can still get my video without him in here. I think the answer is I can. Yeah, we should be fine. Okay, no problem. Okay, moving on then. Yeah, I mean, are you guys cool with that style, like a documentary kind of style?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like that kind of stuff.
Because I'm also afraid of I'm out of questions to ask half of these people. I mean, I've been burnout. You want to lend a hand with that?
Yes, drinks offline according to this.
It might be resuming.
Oh no, that's not. It's fine now. Anyway, you were saying?
I was saying, yeah, if I get all the footage together, will you help me cut it up and put it together in like a documentary format?
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, I'll give you all the footage, all the B-roll. I'll give you even the translations. Just I have absolutely zero artistic ability when it comes to actually making stuff. I always have a drive and a passion to put stuff out there. I don't always do it in the most eloquent way. I'm like a lumbering giant, just like I am in real life.
The someone who did it.
But you know, my mama always told me it's the thought that counts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, I mean that's why I made the top tens in the first place. No one else was making them. You know, like I watch Watch Mojo top 10 lists. I love top tens. You know, I love just a condensed, bite-sized list with some interesting commentary. I love that. No one was making
And
that.
like become a name.
So I figured I should just make it myself. It might not be the best, but it's something. And I definitely think the last two were a lot better, especially because I had help with Burnout and Ryan. Ryan, you have a damn sexy voice. I have to say that. I mean, I've been keeping this inside for a long time, but I think it's time you know that I think your voice is like butter.
I should.
I wonder if he's still watching. I saw him in the chat earlier, but he might have bounced already. But yeah, definitely the quality has gone up in the last two. All right, so that's it for the interviews. So now that we're talking about the top tens, what do you guys want to see? Well, you are my patrons after all, so you guys have top billing. What do you guys want to see?
My idea for a while now has been top 10 hardest courses.
Courses, yeah, that is definitely something I'm thinking about. The only thing that's putting me off to doing that is how can I present it. I would probably have to go to the arcade with those specific machines. Like obviously Boss Rush 2 comes to mind. I'd have to get to an SN2 machine and play it. Or should
Your Xbox.
Okay, well, this is the choice that would have to be made. Should I be using real life video or should I? Because how do I show the course in a Step Mania video, you know? Like that's the part that I don't get. I'd rather have a video of me like cycling through the courses and stopping on the course in question. And you know, showing how the songs are listed. That seems like a better way to display it than just putting on one song and then flipping through the
I
songs.
suppose live footage is better.
And not to mention, a lot of the courses they get their difficulty because of the mods. Like for example, Trick
Forced
Trick
on
on
Vivid.
Oh yeah, sure. That was a good one.
Yeah,
Stream, I think.
and I wouldn't want to call it the hardest. I would not want to call it the hardest courses. I would like to call it like the most difficult to pass, or maybe the most unique courses, something like that. Because I'd like to include something like Trick Oni, because if we're not doing that, Trick Oni wouldn't make the cut. Because I mean, like all the boss rushes are harder than Trick Oni, and then you want to count the stuff on DDRX? They had the courses, course
Yeah.
level. Do you remember those?
I remember those.
Yeah. Check my videos if you don't
I
know
don't,
it.
because there's literally no DDRX, no functioning DDRX machine in the UK.
Yeah, but I mean, like basically, that would push down like Trick Oni and a bunch of other interesting courses, like Road of Slow. So I want to include stuff like Road of Slow because of how unique that is. I want to include stuff like Trick. I want to include stuff obviously like Legend Road, Boss Rush SN2, uh, even World Tour maybe. It was like not the hardest. It's definitely not the hardest, but it deserves a mention. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I
if
just
you, if you,
so-
if you count, if you counted console releases, then there's Ultra 16 as well.
that is true, but we would not be doing console releases. Which another top 10 I've thought about doing is top 10 hardest songs that never made it to an arcade mix.
That would be good. I would like that because I like a lot of the Ultra Mix and
Yeah, a lot of stuff from
Yeah,
Ultra Mix was great. Hottest Party. Number one would obviously be New Decade Long Version Challenge.
Yeah. And
yeah, that's
Yeah, that's
full version.
Dude, that chart.
that's like a 20. Not even a lot. They brought it to a EA. I think that would be a 20 just because the sound is required.
I've never seen the full decade, the full decade, the new decade full only chart. I've never seen it.
Yeah,
I did.
I like
it's just
Absolutely not.
basically it's
To be
the
fair.
normal Challenge 18 chart. Just you double it. It's like playing two 18s back to back.
Oh
It's-
God.
twice as long. It's like
It's
like
just as hard, just
45
twice as long.
performance.
Yeah, but we could make the list that it will exclude, the long versions, but it'd be more interesting to keep it. That's so ridiculous. Thank God they didn't make like a long version of Valkyrie.
X
That
mixes.
would count.
But yeah, there's definitely a lot of interesting stuff we could put on there. Just we got to figure out what's the best name for it because I don't want to just make it the hardest because then it'll just be a bunch of those like drill courses, that'll be dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 8, drill course 10. Number 7, drill course 11. No.
Yeah, you should do that. Drill courses edition.
Wasn't there how many? Well, the levels went up to 20, right? I can't even remember. I mean, there was no level 20s, but they still called it like a
No.
drill. Went up to 10. What was the highest? Or 15? Oh, I can't
I
remember.
think it was around. It may have been like 18 or 19. Haven't not ranked up to the card again.
You would be hilarious. This would be the easiest top 10 I'd ever make. It would just be top 10 drill courses. Number 10, drill course 1.
That would be
Number
hilarious.
9, drill course 2.
Number 10 is Drill Course 1.
Number 9 is drill course 2. Number 8, drill course C. Yeah, who saw that one coming? Yeah,
Number 1, actually.
that would be hilarious. But people would be hitting that unsubscribe button so fast, my head would spin. So yeah, those are some interesting ideas for top 10s. Does anyone else have any ideas?
I kind of want to see. Well, it's kind of like really easy to make, like just self-explanatory. How about like hardest songs with stops? But then again, that would just be Chaos, Pluto the first to an extent, and the SMM special of Trip Machine Jungle. That's it.
What
That's
about
what
like the most difficult to time stops?
Yeah, I can see that.
So it doesn't matter if it has like 100 stops or has like one stop. Like for example, like
just have
Ecstasy
diff-
could be
Or Sakura.
feature.
I mean,
Well, it's technically not a
that's just
stop.
YouTube.
Sakura doesn't have a stop.
Yeah, per
Oh,
se.
it's just, yeah.
Painful slowdown.
Oh man, I hated that song. I wish I could PFC that.
That is a tough one though. Yeah, I'm also thinking about other ideas. I was also throwing out some ideas about making it not even about songs. It doesn't have to be. It could be like top 10 players. It could be top 10 DDR mixes. It could be top 10 mods, top 10
Expression?
yeah, top 10 there's not even 10, man.
No.
There should only be 8 because it was just first. Actually, no, there is more than 10.
One,
Shit. I'm sorry, there's 16.
one might be kind of pointless. It might be kind of pointless. One I like to see is top 10 overplayed songs.
Overplay, yeah, like
Red
diving into
Zone.
this kind of territory is good. Top 10 weeboo songs.
Oh god, there's tons of
Like
those.
Sunshine and Butterfly. The most played on my stream is Rock You.
And I've always wanted to be kind of a mentor to people and teach them how to get better. I was wondering if I should do that through top 10s or if it should be a different series altogether. But something along the lines of like top 10 beginners' mistakes. Like, number 1, staying in the middle.
Bullshit. It's like,
Those
Would
are
you-
pretty good ideas.
Or it could be
And
top 10.
it could be like top 10 MA tips from Dr. D,
We could have like 10 best songs to just like grind to make yourself better. Like 10 songs that are only good at teaching you
Gateway
how to play
songs.
better.
Top 10 gateway songs to the next level.
Yeah.
Number
You
one
want-
is
you
Shine
want-
Basic.
You want to get those 15s? You should try On the Bounce. Yeah, get some On the Bounce. It's a gateway song.
Got some songs like how Delta Max gets up all the way to the end.
Cytokinesis.
Incremental. Okay, here's a good one. Top 10 misrated songs. Oh yeah, top 10 misrated
Yes,
charts.
I would
Yeah, that's a big.
love that. Monkey Business Challenge, I'm looking at you.
oh, and a lot of us skipping over 2 songs as well.
Yeah, like
Should be
top 10
annoying.
horribly rated songs.
Hard. Yeah.
Egoism being a 17 at first.
Oh, or no, it was
Yeah,
was it
Egoism
Flower?
being-
Yeah, Flower Challenge. Was it fucking 7?
Oh yeah, it was 17 at first, yeah. And I will
I couldn't
include like
see
past
that.
ones.
I think even Paranoid Eternal X Special was rated 15 at one point.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think it was a 15, but then they dropped down to a 13. It should be a 14. I mean, come on, let's get a middle
I
ground
believe
here.
so.
And there's even a really crazy one on Supernova. I think it was Mind Parasite. Mind Parasite was rated a 6.
Yeah, mine.
Old scale, a level 6.
Wow.
It should be a 9. Yeah, there's been quite a fun batch of some that were misrated way back in the day. I'd have to research it a bit, but yeah, I would totally love to do top 10 misrated songs.
I think like her email is so clear. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm not sure about you guys, but my connection's like kind of spotty. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
It's good.
Okay, yeah, it's cutting out a bit from one of you. I can't pinpoint who. But we're almost done. We're going to finish up with the last 2 topics, and they're both talking about Idola. So we're going to be talking about, Idola Upper. Now, a lot of people are wondering why it still hasn't happened yet. And trust me, if I could have planned it, I would have made it happen a long time ago. But we've been waiting for several reasons for their schedules to work out. Then Chris got injured, then KC came along, and then they wanted to wait till after the final round. And Yeah, it's just been keep getting postponed. But it should be happening shortly after KAC finishes. And yeah, it's going to be really exciting. So, for those who've forgotten, which I can't blame you because it's been like 3 months since we decided the top four. The top four in Idola Upper are Evil Dave, Hudson, Fifems, and I Am Chris for Life. So it's going to be great because no matter who wins at KAC, there's going to be a rematch in Idola.
So,
And since Idola's rules are so different from KAC's, we're gonna see who benefits from the rule set. Can the player who wins KAC also win Idola, or can they only win one and not the other? So it's gonna be really interesting to see uh, the comparison. And keep in mind, the absolute biggest reason why I created Idola was probably because I was so I want to say disappointed. It's a little hard, but yeah, I was pretty disappointed with how KC has always ran, how the rules are very unbalanced and unfair to the people participating, especially the final round. Everything is decided communicatively, and the song picks and just three songs. Just it doesn't make sense to me to hold a competition and use those kind of formats. So I was really inspired to create Idola to try to make it as fair as possible for all the participants. And I think I achieved that. And I'm still taking criticism and feedback to try to make it even better. Speechless, or my mic is muted?
speechless, actually.
Okay, okay. So since you guys are here, and I'm going to show you all the goodies because I brought all the goodies here to Japan to give to the finalists that are coming here, and the other goodies will be shipped soon. So let me show you guys what I got. I'm going to disappear for like 30 seconds.
Alrighty.
Cool.
Hey, chat. Brain power. Spam brain power now.
Yeah, someone should play brain power. Ugh.
I don't know if they're actually doing it or not, so I don't know if I just look stupid.
Definitely a 17.
I still think I should be a 19.
Challenge?
Yeah, it's 19. Come on.
The challenge chart is very, like, well, at least from the expert chart, because the expert chart is just notes, it's just more notes on screen. But the challenge chart is more, and it's, I wouldn't see it as a 19. A really hard 18, yeah, but 19.
A high end of the so I'd call it that.
Interesting.
All right, I'm
It's
back.
like me calling. Oh, that's.
All right, so starting off with a few things you guys may or may not have already seen. This is the official Project Idola poster right there. So yeah, pretty attractive if I do say so myself. It's funny because the people I'm talking to right now, they actually have to watch the YouTube stream to watch it. So they're gonna be getting it like 20 seconds later. But yeah, get some close-ups. And I'm not sure, is it mirrored for you guys? Is this all mirrored?
Don't know looks good. Wow, that's a good post.
I'm sorry if it's mirrored. You guys are just gonna have to unmirror it, I guess. Something else that you guys have maybe seen, I did post it out, but yes, this is the official T-shirt. Mirrored or not, it should look the same, basically. Yeah, that is it. There's also a back design. I guess I can open it just to show a little bit. It is resealable after all. But on the front, we have the logo that was designed by our good friend TDPS. And the back logo was the original logo that we used before. And that was when another person, his name is Derek, he helped us out with that. But yeah, there you go. There's the back of it. So we got a nice big logo on the back. You got the logo on the front, and yeah, it's pretty good. I like it. I'm happy with how they turned out. The quality of the material is pretty good. I think that the participants are going to like it. I already met with Muji56 and Takasuke this evening. I already saw them earlier, and I gave them their prizes for winning in doubles.
Sweet.
Yeah. So yeah, they're already taken care of. And I'll be meeting this trip. I'll be meeting Jinxiasu, Hudson, Jeff, Chris, and Fifems. Did I already say Fifems? But yeah, I'll be meeting them. So that's why I brought all this stuff, so I can give it to them later. Now, something that you have not seen. I have not shown anyone the physical form of this yet, but this is the Idola pin. So a lot of people got this on Indiegogo, and yeah, it's the pin. It's the official Project Idola pin. It's just it's nice. I like it. And the last thing that no one has seen yet are the certificates. Now, I haven't even tweeted about the certificates, so this is going to be the first time anyone has seen the certificates. So let's see. Let me pull out a couple. So here's Fifems, his first place for Project Idola in the doubles division. I'm sorry if it's mirrored, but I can read it to you real quick. It says, Certificate of Achievement. This certificate is proudly presented to Fifems. This is to certify that Fifems has participated in the Project Idola tournament and has successfully placed first in the doubles division. Thank you very much for your participation in this tournament. This tournament would not be possible without you. Signed, Dr. D. There you go. So do I hear a slow clap? But yeah, I got everyone's that I'm meeting. So yeah, I can't wait to meet everyone and give them their prizes. They're gonna like it.
It sure well.
What would you say?
I said they sure well love it.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, some other people also bought some of this stuff on the Indiegogo site, so we will be shipping that out. I'm gonna try to ship it actually while I'm in Japan, but if not, the latest will be February 15th, and I'll have tracking numbers after that, and everyone should be receiving it shortly after. Okay, so moving on, let's talk about a future in Idola. Would you guys like to see an Idola 2? What would you like to see? How can we get more people to participate from all levels, yet still keep a competitive edge for the hardcore players? It's a pretty deep question, huh?
Allow European players to participate. The DDR is not out here yet. Probably never will be.
So, but do you have any ideas? I mean, even if you're in Europe, you can still have some ideas. I hear a bunch of crickets. Anyone?
I did say, start talking. You in the packages.
Well, let's see. So some of you, just think about yourself for now. Could any of you participate as the levels were this time? Singles, upper, lower, and doubles. Were any of you able to compete?
No,
I was able to compete in the singles.
I was not.
I didn't take part in general.
Okay. It's too difficult? Is that what you're going to say?
It's another screw job for the European.
So what I want to find out is there a way that we can make people from all levels be able to compete? This is what I would be interested in finding out, is if there's a way for no matter what level you are, there's still a way you can compete. Now, it could make sense to say, okay, well, you got the single upper, you got lower, then why don't you make a difficult and then a basic and then a beginner and then everyone can compete. I don't think that'll work because there'll always be players who play, just for MFCs at lower levels, and they'll screw over anyone who's just like barely passing stuff on expert. So that would screw over the people that would want to play. So how can we get them involved as well?
Actually, I was gonna say that maybe open it for difficult and expert only.
And then only make it one division? Or sorry,
Yeah.
only make it so that you can only enter one division. Yes.
Yeah, that
would
one.
make
Yeah.
sense.
But it would basically be what it is right now for upper and lower. That just anyone who was lower, they would go down to difficult. Anyone who was upper would go up to just the expert level. I don't think that would make a huge change. Just there will be more MFCs because the lower people are now playing difficult charts.
My opinion, there should be a. I don't know moves that much anymore, but there should be a lower and upper doubles as well.
Yes. I was absolutely thinking that as well. So this is my overall idea of what I'm planning right now. I was thinking about just making it a big surprise. The way that I wanted to do it is it sounds like it wouldn't work, and I'm up for criticism. But what I was gonna think, I can't even get the words out. I'm starting to fall asleep. I want to oversaturate the divisions. Yes, that's right. I actually want to make a lot of divisions. So yeah, an upper double, a lower double. At least maybe 3, possibly 4 singles. I want to have at least 5 or 6 divisions. Why? Well, I will then limit anyone to entering only 2 divisions. Pick your 2 favorites. And
I'd
then
say one singles or one doubles.
yeah, you could either be like you can either enter one on singles, one on doubles. I
Oh,
would even,
that's pretty. That,
but I'd rather just say that they can enter any 2 that they want. Because I think that the top level players, they would not want to enter something like if they have an option to do an upper singles and a lower, an upper expert and a lower expert, and then there's a difficult and a basic division. They're not going to join the basic or difficult. They have too much pride. Like I would never, do that. And I'm sure a lot of people at my levels they wouldn't do that. So it would basically leave the basic and difficult tournament to be open to a lot more people, and it won't just be top MA players because they will already be occupied in the higher levels. And then it doesn't really matter because no matter what the divisions are, there will always be MA players to do the best at those levels. You know that, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I want a completely different kind of tournament that is not focused just on MA. And the best one that I could think of so far was trying to get, like, I will call the division 573 division. And I will choose 3 random songs. And your score is based on how close you can get to 573 on each song. So you play first stage, you get 574, so then you're -1 for that song. Next stage you get 583, you're -10 for that song. You play another song, you're 563, that's another +10. So then your score will be -21.
I would like a. I came up with this in a while ago, even when it was like X2 was the latest mix. But I would like a thing where it's like you've got a randomizer and you've got every mod in there. You pick 3 out, and these are the 3 that you have to play the set with.
That's interesting, but there's no way to confirm that unless we start implementing mandated video proof for those kind of rounds. Like what I'm saying, you can just take a picture of the results screen and that's good enough. Where what you're saying, we need proof that they use those modifications, and we can't tell at the results screen.
Yeah, it would only really work in like a local tournament.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
So we have to think of an international way that we can do it. And I mean, it's possible. We could make one division where the only way to submit is through video. Like I was even thinking of a freestyle division, even though that's very subjective.
what I was gonna say is like take a piece of paper and then write down all the mods that you used.
But anyone can lie.
True, true.
Yeah.
Okay, what about Punk Rose? If you were to compete in a tournament, what kind of tournament would you like to be involved in?
I gotta say, just a round robin or something like that. Like everyone competes just for fun. I honestly don't know how to answer this, to be honest.
So competing, but for fun, because I'm trying to come up with a way where a lot of players of any skill level they could still be competitive, because like purposely trying to get 573 on a song for an EX score, it's challenging. You'd have to play the song a few times. It doesn't matter that like I'm a really good MA player. I would have to force myself to get all whatever I would need to get, and maybe I have a little more control and I have a slight advantage over some people, but as long as you can play the song and get over 573 EX score every time, then the difficulty is not the factor. It's the challenge of getting the score that's the factor. So
Yeah,
it's
that's
it's,
true.
it's a challenge to everyone, not just the top MA players. And then if we wanted to make it a even more interesting competition, I would love to find a way to make it a coupled tournament where you have to enter as a team. It could be the same format that I just said, where your scores combined have to add up to 573, or your scores combined have to be whatever number that we arbitrarily choose. So then there's a lot of communication you're having between your teammate. Okay, next time you'll try to get a little bit of a lower score, and I'll try harder at this part. Just you guys can communicate, and you can find out how to achieve whatever the goal is. So then the result screen is a single picture, but we can see its verses and they're getting the score that we need or whatever.
I'll think about it.
I want to find a way that we can get two people competing as a team. Like it'll be really a fun, a really fun tournament. Not just focus on MA and trying to get the top score. So I'd love to hear some ideas of how we can make a couple tournament.
Well, there should be either allowed locally or allowed just like if you have two players who are in the same team and but they're like across the world, they should be able to take a photo of the result screen each.
Well, I was thinking that they'd have to do it locally. Yeah, just you're entering as a team, but you have to be playing on the same machine or whatever. Anyways, if I come
I've
up
never
with
seen
ideas,
any couple.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Like when you're thinking about a couple, you're thinking about like the old school, like what is a couple tournament or chart. I'm just talking about two players playing the same song, and they're just trying to add their scores up to whatever level, and it could even be that they can play on any difficulty. So, for example, like let's say that they need to get 573, right?
Yeah.
So I'm playing on expert, and then my partner they're playing on basic. Because it doesn't matter if they could play on beginner, basic, difficult, or expert as well. The point is that they just have to make sure that the score is going to come out to 573. So like if you're an expert player, it's like, oh well, I know I always get around like 560, so I need you to just get 13, something like that. So there's many
I
options.
see.
It's interesting.
Yeah, there's many options that you can play around with. There's a lot of variables. Just like there's an ultimate goal, and how you get to it, it's really up to you and your partner. And I could see anyone winning it. It doesn't have to just be. And the beauty of it is, if I do the limiting to two divisions per person, no one that's a top player is going to even bother to enter a tournament like that.
I don't want to spark the whole. Oh boy, here we go. He's talking about bar versus no bar debate again, but a tournament, a division where you're not allowed to use the bar, I guess, and it's lower.
And again, I would be fine with that. However, we would need video proof. I'm trying to think about more ways that we can do it with if we're just focusing on a result screen photo for verification. Because asking for more, we're going to have a worse turnout rate. Number one, I think that everyone can agree that we want a high turnout for whatever division we end up going with. And when you put the barriers of entry, oh, well, you have to submit video proof every time you do it, it's going to have a huge drop-off rate. So, yeah, those are challenges. I will absolutely keep you guys updated on further ideas. But for the Idola 2, I would like to do it probably July or August, sometime in the summer. I don't want to do it as late as I did last time. I really didn't want to overlap with KC. That was my biggest fear, and that actually happened. And I'm not going to let that happen again.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm satisfied with the topics we covered, but is there any miscellaneous topics any of you would like to talk about? About the game, about me, about life, the universe, happiness, I don't know. Anything?
Hey,
One at a time, one at a time.
you guys can go first. You can go first.
Okay.
So, I saw Dan and Phil video. They were playing DDR, and it'd be funny. Now that you mentioned the couples thing for Idola, it'd be funny if they could do a three-legged challenge DDR, where you tape one's like.
Yeah, I saw that video.
Leg.
I didn't see that video, but wow, that sounds very interesting and dangerous.
Yeah.
I don't want to be responsible for people's medical.
I'm fairly sure they tried to fall and then they fell over.
As long as you have a bar, you should be okay.
Singles or doubles?
Or we can make it like they have to wear an oversized shirt. They have to wear the same shirt. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that would be awkward because what if you're like, what if it was you and me where I'm like 5'7", you're 6'3"? That would be.
Well, you'd have to choose. You would have to choose your partner wisely. Yeah, that's all I'll say.
It'd be one where you play versus mode, but turn jumps off and play it one player.
You know, actually, hold on. What if we did double single? Oh, we should totally do double single. Hold on, I need a better name. No. They're playing on doubles. Single. No, they're doubles versus. That's it. Doubles versus. You're playing on doubles, but they're playing versus.
That could
Interesting.
work.
Because no one's gonna cheat. Because how could you cheat? You can't like just play by yourself and get a better score.
Yeah.
You know. So we don't really have to worry. We will just trust that the photo that they submit, there is 2 players playing. And I mean, I don't even think there would ever be 3 or 4 because the more, like too many cooks spoil the pot. I mean, have you ever tried playing like one person, one arrow? It sounds like in theory it would make it easier, but it actually makes it harder.
It's literally the most cringeworthy thing ever.
Yeah, so 2 people playing doubles and... So yeah, doubles versus. And we can have 2 divisions. Like we can have a hardcore one where it's like 18s plus. 18s plus.
Oh my.
And then we can have another one that is, for varieties. So just easy mode or whatever. But then again, you know what? I'm not saying that we won't do that, but I will say that there's definitely a big competitive edge to that. I think that it won't end up being like a variety tournament. It'll become a hardcore, like, hey, let's get the two best players in the world. I mean, like Jeff and Chris live together basically in the same neighborhood. So, you know, it would be pretty easy for them to just like dominate the competition. But yeah, these are the kind of think outside the box ideas that I want to find. Anything else? I was also thinking of a fun variety one where it's single player, but you're playing on versus. But
Yeah, so like
it's hard to prove it unless there's a video or something.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Anything else we could do? I can't think of anything.
I think we'll find for ideas.
Yeah.
Well, we'll definitely keep it down. This will be a good place to do a plug then. We definitely have a pretty thriving community on the Discord right now. There are links down below to my Discord channel. We have lots of topics ranging from, well, just see for yourself. We have lots of topics. And yeah, you can definitely find some interesting stuff to talk about. And obviously, we can talk about DDR, upcoming tournaments, top 10s, things like this. So if you guys listening, either live right now or on the DVR playback, definitely check the link below. Get on there if you haven't already. And it's always just a good place to chat with me and other people, like the people you hear in the chat right now. So yeah, check it out. And I'm sure you guys will not regret it. Unless you regret it. And if that happens, I'm not responsible for that. I don't even know you. Who are you? What are we talking about?
No refund.
Whew. Okay, so yeah, if there's nothing else to talk about, we're going to be ending this because I got a pretty big day planned tomorrow.
And also, you might want to check on the Discord, Dr. D, because I posted a link.
For?
This is a video that I posted in general.
Is it for the MFC one?
Yeah.
I already got it. It's actually uploaded. I just haven't made it public yet. I should do that before I sleep. Thanks for reminding me.
You're welcome.
Oh, hey, we got Derek Annie joining us. I didn't remember that he was with us before. He must be new. Anyways, everyone, definitely check out the Discord. You guys get a bunch of heads up, like whenever I'm about to go live or stream or do a DDR talk. Which, oh yeah, DDR talk. I am thinking about doing a DDR talk tomorrow or the next day. I want to do one before KAC to get people to get their questions in if they want to ask something for an interview. And I haven't done a DDR talk for such a long time. But I think I'll have some downtime tomorrow. I am on vacation. So I should have some downtime.
True.
Okay.
But it's like a working vacation. I still got a lot of work to do. And for the request sets, I have 5 up already. I'm going to make them public after I upload them. So I've already completed 5, but I still got a handful of them to do. And if possible, I will still try to do them while I'm here in Japan, because I am committed to trying to get these done as fast as I can. So just, if you're ever worried about those request sets coming out, just know that they are absolutely on my mind, and I would love to complete them in a reasonable amount of time. So yeah, don't worry about those.
Okay.
All right, I think we had a good discussion today.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, and whoever's requesting me to do like shirtless ones, I don't think I'm going to be doing that in Japan, so you're probably going to have to wait a little longer.
Looking at you, PunkRose.
What? Why me?
I think two people requested it.
Mine's a Valentine's Day one. That should be interesting.
I mean, does that Valentine's Day one have to be shirtless though? I mean, does it have to be?
No, you're good.
All right.
Oh, you don't have
You can have some dignity.
to be. I mean, I wouldn't mind it, but like, fuck.
Might have to
That's
wait.
you in the end.
Right, stream's over, go home.
I'm surprised no one's requested a double set yet. I kind of assumed someone would do that, or maybe they
I might do that.
I was actually
I was
going
thinking about it, but I didn't know
do
if you'd
this
accept
stuff,
it, and honestly,
going
I've been
stuff.
evil enough.
I got some
I
really
already
weird
know.
ones. Quick man, you're still here. You want me to do the try to sing? I've never even seen the lyrics to the Island song, and you want me to sing it?
Oh, I sing that. I already sang that.
I mean, I've actually had ones that I know the lyrics to, and they're like the only four, so I just said you do them.
Well, I'm just gonna say that I'm gonna be holding my phone in front of me the entire time with the lyrics on screen.
That's a challenge in itself.
Yeah, it is. All right. Yeah. So we're just crossing the 90-minute mark, and I think this is a good time to end it. So thanks everyone for joining. Thanks for watching. Thanks for
Anytime, Dr. D.
anytime. I will take you up on that because I do plan on doing another one sometime soon. But yeah, we're gonna leave it there. So thank you very much, and yeah, say goodbye to everyone else. I'll say goodbye last, I guess.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, Punk Rose. Bye, Quickman. Bye, Lisa.
Jeff.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, sleep
Don't
well,
do
man.
drugs, kids.
Good advice.
Try to stay in school. Try your
Stay in
hardest.
school.
At least try.
You can't-
Sure, whatever. You know, I gave up on you guys. Anyways. All right. Yeah, definitely check out my content
You
coming
can't
up.
assume.
And yeah, I'll try to do live streams while I'm here in Japan, but no promises. My biggest fear in Japan right now is that I'm going to get a new MFC and it's not going to have a video. Believe it or not, every single one of my 471 MFCs has a video attached to it. I am insanely proud of that. And being here in Japan at not a home arcade, I cannot guarantee being able to record every time. And if I get an MFC and it's off of the video, oh, I'm gonna have my heart broken. That is my biggest fear right now in Japan. Oh, and I just jinxed it, didn't I?
Yep.
I'm gonna get my hardest MFC ever, and then I'm gonna try my hardest to redo it on a video in the future, and I'm gonna fail, and then it's gonna make me quit my whole career and just live on the streets. And then someone's
We
gonna
don't want that to happen.
I'm gonna be living on the streets, homeless, with even longer hair than I've ever had, and you know, finally someone's gonna stumble across me and say, "Hey, you're Dr. D. I remember. I watched you when I was growing up." And then they're gonna get me back in the ring. You know, it's gonna be a whole Rocky montage, me running up the stairs and, you know, training to be good again. And then I finally get ready to say, "All right, let's do it. Take me to the arcade." And then someone gives me the realization, dude, Konami's been like bankrupt for like many years. All their assets.
You
have been-
can't spoil the whole movie. You can stop spoiling the movie. It's supposed to be a surprise.
Okay.
Where that actually happens.
Yeah, they're like, oh, but all the assets were sold off to Kyle Ward and his new game. Oh, that'd be hilarious. You know, if I can't be the best DDR player in the future, I'm at least going to try to be the best DDR fiction writer in the future.
Well, you know the rules.
All right, guys.
It exists.
Take it easy. I'll see you all soon, and yeah, keep warm. It's cold, guys. Oh, and I'm dropping stuff. All right, bye, guys.
Yeah.
My name's Jeff.
See you later, everyone, again.